What's up everybody? Gabe Spencer, another edition of the Scattered Chef. Today I got something really cool for you guys, but before I let you in on the secret, I need you to do me a favor and go and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this channel with your friends. So you guys are all familiar with that big giant 10-pound bag of legs and thighs that you see at your local supermarket, right? Well, today I'm gonna show you a few different things to do with that 10-pound bag of chicken. It's actually gonna put some more money in your pocket and give you a few different recipes for the week. So let's jump into it. I'm gonna show you guys what to do. All right, so the first one of the few that I'm gonna show you guys is actually a chicken stock. So chicken stock I use here in my kitchen all the time for all different types of recipes. But you know what, when you go to the supermarket to buy it, it's like $4 or $5 to get some chicken stock. So I'm gonna show you guys how to transform that chicken, that legs and thighs, that big 10-pound bag into your own chicken stock that can actually make your house smell awesome and use for all different kinds of recipes. So let me get into the ingredients for just the chicken stock that I use, and it's really, really simple. So first things we're gonna need is that big giant 10-pound bag of legs and thighs quarters, which I've already got put in a bowl. So that's the first thing that we're gonna do. Next thing is a bunch of celery. Then we're gonna do 2 onions. This is just some small onions, but you can do whatever size you want. We're gonna do 3 to 5 cloves of garlic and some black peppercorn. I'm gonna get all this stuff married up. We're actually gonna take and debone this chicken first because we don't wanna put all the chicken right in the pot. And to my right, I actually have about ½ gallon of water that I'm bringing to a boil. So let's get this chicken deboned. Let's get all the vegetables all diced and chopped up, and we'll get them in the pot, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what to do. All right, so let's go ahead and get this chicken thighs deboned. Here's your normal chicken thigh. I'm gonna flip this over. Use this Williams knife, super sharp knife, USA made, love it. Check these guys out. I'm gonna go ahead and make an incision right here on the back side of this chicken leg, and I'm gonna follow the bone up on the thigh. Same thing. Make a little incision right there. Grab my fingers and kind of go around that bone. Blade your edge side out. Go underneath, right here, edge side out. Give it a slice that way. Now we're just gonna go ahead and start working my way around that bone. I'm just kind of taking this thing off the bone. Once I've got it there, I'm gonna flip it over here and you'll feel where that bone goes. And if you just put a shallow angle into it, cut there, cut down there. Start bringing it back, watch your fingers. Super sharp knife is handy. Dull knives cut you more than a sharp knife. Don't worry about just being absolutely perfect with it. Takes a little bit of practice. Just kind of working it off the bone there. Just like that. So that's what it should look like when you're finished. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the back flat edge of my knife. This might make some knife guys freak out. I've done it a ton. I'm just gonna go ahead and break that bone on the thigh and on the leg. And I'm gonna put this in a separate bowl to the side. I'm gonna do this to the entire 10-pound bag of chicken legs and thighs. Once I get this done, then I'm gonna chop up my vegetables and we're gonna start making this stock. And I'm not super concerned with leaving, with getting all the meat, all the fat off of these thighs. I want to get it off, of course, as best as I can. And it will take you a little bit of practice to get all this knocked out. Again, just hit the backside, just break that, because I like to get that marrow inside the bones, inside that chicken. This is a great way, I'm gonna tell you what, this is a great way to make a meal go a long ways. Because nowadays you go to the supermarket, grocery store, to get one can or one little box of, even like an organic chicken broth, you're gonna spend $5, $6, $7 depending where you're at. And I got tired of it. I'm like, this stuff is not that hard. So I started seeing this big giant bag of legs and thighs, And I'm like, man, I could turn that into some gold, because they don't trim it a lot. I mean, you got big, you got big deals of fat like this. You got big chunks of fat on it. Throw that in the pot. It's just going to add some more collagen, some more fat to that stock, and it's going to give you a lot of flavor at the end. And this does take a little bit of extra time, right? It's going a little bit above and beyond, but it's not hard. It's just taking the time to just do it. In a pinch, yeah, you could buy some chicken stock, but why when you've got this stuff frozen? I'm going to show you guys how to get this stuff frozen to where it's really easy to pull out of the freezer, thaw it out, and use it for all kinds of stuff. And here on the Scattered Chef, we're going to use a lot of chicken stock in the future, and all the chicken stock that you see me use is going to be from this method right here, which I just think is a lot better. I know what went in it. Nothing crazy, not putting any weird stuff in my food. I mean, who knows who's like toenails or fingernails or what they've been doing at these processing plants. I mean, who knows what's going on? I don't know why they'd be digging at their fingernails, but I'm sure they do. I don't know. That's what goes through my brain when I pour that concoction out of that jug. I don't know what's going on. So break them, throw them in. I like these big chunks of fat on these chicken thighs. And this is really the hardest step in the whole thing, is just getting this off of here. So there's a few things. Now that you've got this like nice boneless chicken thigh, man, you can do a lot of stuff with this. Like you can marinate that, throw it on the grill. You can chicken fry it. It makes awesome chicken sandwiches. We've got videos of our Nashville hot chicken sandwich. That is made with our chicken thighs. So same recipe. So anytime you guys see me cooking with chicken legs and thighs, this is where I've gotten it. I don't get it just pre-done. Saves you a ton of money. I mean, you go get it where they've already done the knife work for you. That's what you're paying for. Take your time, take an extra 30 minutes, save you a lot of money. But we all need to save some money, right? And I do this with wild game too. Like if you guys out there, you guys shoot a pheasant, do the same thing, debone it. Put it in some stock. You guys get a bunch of crawfish or get a bunch of crabs or something like that, put it in a stock, make a stock out of it. You make all these stocks yourself. Venison makes great stock. Elk makes great stock. Axis, all of it. I've made duck stock before. So it's just a process of boiling these bones and meat down over time, a couple hours. Goes a long ways. All right, so I've got this broken down. And I've got pretty much the entire 10-pound bag. I'm going to throw these extra last 3 or 4 chicken legs and thighs whole, because that's what I'm going to make my chicken salad with. So I'm going to get all this actually in the pot right now, and I'm going to go ahead and get the vegetables cooked up. All right, so to separate this out, I've got inside my stock pot, I've actually got a strainer pot here, so you can see that. I'm going to go ahead and add my thighs and legs, my quarters here that are whole. Add that, and then I'm going to add those bones to it, just like this. And a little bit larger stock pot would probably work a little better. I could probably make a little bit more. All right, so let's get these vegetables chopped up. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can just get it, just a good medium chop. I don't worry about the leaves. I don't worry about any of this. I'm just getting the flavors out of this, right? So just a good rough chop to it. Olive oil. Again, not worried about the size of it. Again, we're going to strain all of this out anyway at the end. So now I'm going to put some cloves of garlic in here. Get a couple of these out, some big fat ones. I'm going to put 4 in there. And sometimes when you get your garlic, it's all different sizes and shapes. So if it's some real small ones, add some more. If you like more garlic, put more. If you don't put garlic at all. It doesn't matter to me. You can add carrots to this stuff. You can add all kinds of vegetables to it. So I'm just going to smash my garlic. Smashing my garlic. Peel it. Okay. Throw that in there. This has been the fastest way I've found to peel garlic. I just smash it. The wrapper falls right off of it. Really simple. That. And then now we're going to kind of chunk up some onion. Oh. Whoa. Hot. Some hot onions. Can't see. Onion got me crying. All right, so we got these hot ass onions. They made me cry to death. So I'm gonna get these in the pot here, step over here and add it. We're gonna put a lid on it, let it simmer for 3 or 4 hours and just kick back, let the house start smelling good. Just like that. I don't really stress out about trying to mix it all in and stir it all up. It's gonna steam together. And then the last thing that I do is I just add me some whole peppercorn over the top. Add a little bit of peppercorn. How much? I don't know. However much that was. Maybe a 1/4 cup, maybe 1/8 of a cup. So now I'm gonna get the lid on it and we're gonna let this sit here and simmer for about 2 hours. I'll be back in a second. I'll show you guys exactly what we made. All right, guys, so our chicken stock has been boiling and kind of simmering over on the stove top for about 3.5 hours, 4 hours. Started to smell really great. I took it off and I let it cool a little bit so I can kind of handle it. It's gonna still be a little hot, but I've got on this pot that I've got here, it's got a strainer kind of built into it. It's a pot within a pot. And I just kept it covered and you guys can see how beautiful this stuff looks down inside of here. It's just, everything's broken down, really nice. You can see, and it just smells like absolute heaven. So all I'm gonna do is lift this up and strain it really well. Kind of put it on a tilt, let it strain, get me another bowl set aside here to dump all this in. I want to let all those juices really get back into the main pot here. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, it's nice and strained now. I've got another pot right here, another bowl. I'm just going to dump all this goodness into there. Throw this behind me. And what we're left over with down here is just an absolute awesome chicken stock. So, you know, here's the deal. We didn't add any salt. We didn't add any of those things to it because, you know, it depends on what you're going to cook with this down the road. I mean, you might cook chicken noodle soup with it. You might do, you know, chicken and dumplings. You might just use this if you've got the flu or you got the COVID, right? And you just want to have something nice. So add salt as you go. But it's got a lot of nutrients in it. It's got a lot of vegetables that we added to it. It's super good for you. And it's fresh. You know where it came from. And the best part is it was like $7 on a big 10-pound bag of chicken thighs and chicken legs that you get at your local supermarket. So this stuff here, what I can do is I'm going to show you guys how to package this up and get it ready for the freezer. All right, so I got me just a gallon Ziploc freezer bag. You know, I'll write, you know, chicken stock and the month, which would be 9/23. All right, so I'm going to set that in there and inside another bowl. That's about a cup. So however many cups you want to do. If you want to have one that's, you know, 4 cups, 6 cups, whatever, you know, I normally will do half a gallon at a time. A lot of times I'm using, you know, I'm making you know, some kind of soup, or I'm making my tomato bisque, which if you guys haven't seen the tomato bisque video, definitely check that out. However much you want to put in there is up to you. You can do a whole gallon if you want. And then once I take that out, you can see that. I mean, it's just absolutely great. And I'm just going to kind of work this down so I get all the air out of it. Just let it roll down like this. Kind of I'll leave just one little air hole, a lot of times in the top corner, and just work all of that air out of it. It can be kind of a pain. Just like that. If you work with this when it's cool,
it'll definitely make the job a lot safer and easier. And that's it. So you might have one little air pocket. You can let that cool, throw that in your freezer, and thaw that out whenever you need it. Put it in, lay it in the sink, whatever you want to do. And so now you've got 4 to 6 cups of chicken broth ready to go. You can do that over and over and over. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Now the meat that came out of it and those chicken thighs and things that you guys saw, in some other videos I'm gonna do some chicken tacos, and we're gonna do some chicken salad sandwiches and things like that. So when you guys see those videos, that's where I got the chicken from. So start from here. It's gonna save you guys a ton of money. And my name's Gabe Spencer. This is The Scattered Chef. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos, subscribing to my channel, and if you haven't, make sure to do that. That way you don't miss out on all kinds of things. If you have questions, shoot them down below in the comments, and I will see you guys on the next one.